JP Crawford is taking Ty France to Driveline. Last offseason, JP Crawford went to Driveline with the goal of increasing his barrels and hard hit percentage and making sure that in the batter's box, he has an approach that will guarantee him a better chance of putting a barrel on the ball. And his results in 2023 represent that very, very well. 2023 for Ty France was not a good year. 2023 for JP Crawford was a very great year. Could we expect similar results coming into 2024 for Ty France should the Driveline buff work? Maybe not so much as JP Crawford, and we'll talk about it here in just a second. But before we get into that, make sure you guys subscribe. Duh. Welcome to the offseason. Going to be uploading plenty of content throughout the offseason, just like we did last offseason. Hopefully you guys join us for the ride. But arbitration just came out for the Seattle Mariners for speculative numbers. MLB trade rumors, they're great coverage every single offseason for free agency, money, stuff like arbitration. So the figures for Ty France that they're speculating it will be is about $7.2 million. A 99 OPS plus hitter, so 1 point below league average hitter in 2023, Ty France is set to make $7 million in 2024. That is likely not going to sit well with many fans because paying $7 million for a below league average hitter, cough AJ Pollock, we don't want another repeat. And I'm not saying that Ty France was as bad as AJ Pollock, but that is the stigma surrounding, I guess, a lot of the Mariners offseason moves. And should they not go to an arbitration hearing because they'll just accept it right away, they non-tender it, whatever, there could be a lot of nuance in this situation that we won't really know about until arbitration gets closer. So until then, we're probably not going to talk about it super heavily on the channel. Just know Ty France is set to make around $7 million in arbitration should it just go straight through right away. Now, if Ty France were to return to form in 2024 and put up a 125 OPS plus and increase his slugging percentage by about 70 points, then maybe the $7 million would be worth it. And I would agree that in that point, it would. Now, will Driveline be able to fix the issues with Ty France in 2024? I'm not going to write home to mom about it right now. JP Crawford's glaring issues were a little bit more prevalent than Ty France's. Coming into 2023, JP Crawford had a bottom percent of the league, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, and average exit velocity. He increased all of those in 2023. From 2022, his average exit velocity was 85.1. He increased it to 88.3. His barrel percentage was 2% and it went up to 4.8%. And his hard hit percentage went from 29.7% to 36.2%. Across the board, JP Crawford was hitting the ball a lot harder in 2023, and his positive 17 run value against four-seam fastballs in 2023 is evident of that. He's just a couple points behind league leader Matt Olson on the fastball at 24 runs value. And Matt Olson was an elite hitter in 2023. JP Crawford, damn near close to being elite in 2023 as well, based around that against fastballs. Ty France, run value against fastballs in 2023 was -2. And we're going to talk about the underlying metrics and why it might not matter a whole bunch for Ty France right now. His average exit velocity in 2022 was 87.6. In 2023, it was only 87.5, only 0.1 miles per hour difference. That's not great by any means. It's still, below average. However, it's not this steep drop off where you'd think, oh, that makes sense why Ty France is now a below league average hitter, whereas in 2022, he was above average. His barrel percentage actually went up. It was 5.4% in 2022. It went up to 6.8%. His hard hit percentage also went up. It was negligible. It was only like 2% increase, but it's still an increase. So what is going wrong with Ty France at the plate? Is it having anything to do with launch angle? JP Crawford went from an 8 launch angle to like a 15.1. There's no proof that the optimal launch angle is 15 to 20, but a lot of people will say that it is because it is dependent on the hitter. So JP Crawford being in that magical 15 to 20 range seems like it was able to allow him to pull the ball a ton in the air out of T-Mobile Park. All of his home runs from the pull side. Ty France, we know he loves to put the ball the other way. It's just the power wasn't seemingly there for him in 2023. Just something is wrong with his load, with his hitch. We know he likes his little waggle with his bat. Something wrong with his hands. It's really tough to say exactly what is different and wrong with Ty France in 2023. And if Driveline can help him figure out his mental side where he wants to attack the ball or whether or not he wants to see a ball in a specific zone get deep, that's something that Driveline can help him with, because JP Crawford, it's not just a mechanical thing that would increase all of his numbers across the board. It's a confidence thing. His mental is in such a better place in 2023 than it was in 2022 in the batter's box, and you can tell just by his approach, the way he is attacking the ball. if Ty France can go back to attacking the ball in 2024, I would be willing to bet that he can return to a similar form where he was at the beginning of 2022 and in 2021. As far as his run values against certain pitches, he hit well against the fastball and the slider in 2022, but had both negative run values on those pitches in 2023. And he was seeing them about the same rate. So overall in 2023, Ty France just wasn't hitting the pitches that he used to be able to. I personally felt that when I was watching Ty France, he was late on a lot of things. He would be swinging behind the pitch whenever, it would be in the catcher's glove, and he'd be still in his swing. So I don't know if it's his timing, his pitch recognition, whatever going on there. But the underlying metrics are not going to sell me on Ty France being improved by going to Driveline. There are also not a guarantee that Driveline will make batters better. Tim Anderson went to Driveline, and he had a career awful year. It just JP Crawford is the positive side. And we're hoping that JP Crawford taking his friend Ty France and teammate Ty France to Driveline will allow for some improvement in 2024. That is being if he is still with the club at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of nuance surrounding his roster spot, and having a lot to do with the available bats out there on the trade market, but also with his money probably being set for him in arbitration. It's really a tough situation across the board, but as we know more, you will know more. And hopefully in 2024, we see a productive Ty France on the Seattle Mariners, and hopefully that will help with what Jerry has promised for this regime and this core for the Seattle Mariners. On the Seattle Sports Radio show, Brock and Sock, Jerry DiPoto went on there and had a lot to say post the end of the season Seattle Mariners press conference, and Colton has a video breaking down a lot of what Jerry had to say about 2023 and heading into 2024 on this video on the screen right now. Make sure you guys check out that one. Thank you guys for watching this one, and go Mariners.